How's it going, everyone? I'm Freddie T. Power, and well, I finally did it. I got myself a gaming system. Now, for many years, I have recommended a desktop over a laptop because with a desktop, you're able to future-proof it as long as you choose a good motherboard. You're able to go in there and change the video card, change the processor, and of course, change the RAM and other things. But on a laptop, you're having to buy it with the highest specs you can because you're not able to go inside and change just about anything except for the RAM. Not able to change the processor or the video card, which is very important when you're looking to play your games, especially gaming, or even when Windows updates. As we all know, when you all try to go from 10 to 11, your equipment, for a few of you, wouldn't work. You had to upgrade it. Well, on the laptop, you can't upgrade, so you have to buy it with the highest specs available at that time. So, but the thing is that with a desktop, it consumes a lot of power. So I'll get into the specs, or if not, I'll show the specs on the I'll do some screenshots and show you the specs later. But here's the thing. This laptop, if I was to get the equivalent power, I mean the identical processor, the video card, the RAM that's in this laptop, in a desktop, ooh, you're looking about maybe 700-800 watts to run it. This one here, if I'm correct, and it runs at 3 and change. I had that figured out already. It's on the power source, but it's 300 and change to run this laptop, the equivalent of the desktop that requires 800, between 700 and 800 watts. On top of that, then you need all the cooling equipment to run it. So that's not what I'm looking for. I don't need to run 700 to 800 watts of power, being that I use my PC 24/7 when I'm in the house. So I don't need to be running between 700 and 800 watts of power 24/7. This one here, I get the same results as a gamer that is, and I only run around 3 and change. Now, this one here is from CyberPower. Now, good and bad. If you're PC savvy, I say go ahead and buy it. You know what you're looking into. If you're not, don't buy from CyberPower at all. If you're going to need assistance, if you're going to need help asking questions, I've emailed them 3 times with specific questions on this specific model here. By the way, this one is the latest. Their Tracer 8 gaming. It's a 16 inches. And I had a few questions, and I felt like they're in California. It's an American company. Yet, the way they were replying to me, I felt like I was getting replied by some foreign other country. They were not replying. I sent them at least four questions, and they replied to maybe one sort of, but not directly. And the information that comes with the laptop was not up to date with the laptop. It was old information, the manual. I had to go to another company that sells the same one and get it from them to understand how to use certain equipment, extra equipment that I bought. So I don't care for cyber power. I want the laptop because I know what to do. I'm a PC tech and I've been doing it for over 20-something years, so I know what I'm doing, but I wouldn't recommend it to someone that's going to need assistance to get it from cyber power at all. They've been around for some years, but they were not helpful at all. It was very aggravating getting questions answered. My reason for buying from them instead of some other big brand name, I'm always with the underdog, anything that's different and new. And in this case, let me show you here. This one comes with a cooling system. Now, for those of you who are into PC, desktops, you can add a cooling system. Like I said, if you get the equivalent of this laptop into a desktop running at 700-800 watts, you're going to need a cooling system. But for the most, when it comes to laptops, you can just buy an external cooling fan. And I did 2 reviews on cooling fans. They're okay, but not for gaming. Anyways, so this here, you put distilled water, and this gets connected to the back of the laptop, and it rushes cold water. It's like a little radiator. So it makes the water cold, and it rushes the water, the cold water, to the back of the laptop, to the parts that get hot. And it works, and I'll have those numbers. I'll show you those numbers later. It works, but again, not for gaming. It doesn't cool it down enough that I will feel confident to play the latest game on it. But for those of you who are not gamers, it works. It works okay. I would use it in connection with a cooling laptop and use both. But it does work. It does cool it down instantly. And I'll show you on that. But once again, I won't recommend it buying from CyberPower if you're not PC savvy. If you know what you're doing, go for it. You're going to love it. I'm not showing the details of the laptop because I don't use the laptop by touching it. I connect my laptop to my 55-inch TV, and it's my monitor. And then I use a wireless mouse and a wired or wireless keyboard. So I'm never touching the laptop at all. So I don't have any reviews for those of you who want to know how it feels using it. That's not my review. My review is how it works and how I like it as a gaming laptop, which I do. I've been able to play most of my games on the highest settings, and I actually have to lower it down because, again, even though I have a cooling system, it can get pretty hot. So I've tried to search for reviews on this laptop. couldn't find it, but that's again because most people don't dare buy the underdog, the new technology. But most of you that watch a lot of TikTok videos and Facebook videos, you've noticed that we like a lot of those Asian tech videos showing futuristic things, and we wish we can find them. And that's why I'm always going for the latest and the newest tech that's not made in the United States. And I don't care. I know what I'm doing when it comes to the tech. And I've had it since July the 2nd. No issues. I love it. I strongly recommend it if you know what you're doing. There's not much to know, but if you have any issues, CyberPower is not really going to help you. At least I've tried. I've emailed them quite a few times, and they just don't respond well. Okay, so let's move on to the cooling part of it and see how this affects when we use it.
Okay, so here is my order on my tracer. And let's see. I want to show you. So it has vents on each side. There you go. Has the vents on each side, left and right, and on the back. They are RGB, so they'll have colors coming out of it. And of course, the intake is on the bottom. There's the other side with the vents. And the cooling system is optional. So it doesn't come with the laptop. You have to buy it separately. And as I mentioned, the cooling system gets connected to the back of the laptop and rushes the cold water inside to the parts that get hot. And let's see the specs, what I got with it. So let's go straight down. I'm pretty sure the prices are different from when I bought it, but anyways. So the laptop, and of course I got it with the processor i9. At the time when I bought it, it was the newest one and the most powerful one at the time I bought it. I haven't investigated and see if there's a new one. They're always being updated. And then of course I got 32 gigs on the RAM. And of course at the time, the latest video card, which is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 with 16 gigabytes. That was very important to me to have the usually you can run with 8 gigabytes, but I I wanted to go a little higher, so I did. And so 16 gigabytes. No game needs 16 gigabytes, so by having more than what I need, I should be okay. And here's the cooling system. Again, that's separate. And let's see. And of course, I ordered with a 2 terabyte hard drive, even though I'm going to use external hard drives for everything. But I wanted enough space when I'm installing games. And let's see what else I got with it. I don't need any of that. None of that. None of that. So the battery, here it is. Here's the power. So as I mentioned before, if I was to get a desktop with the equivalent of everything that's in this laptop, it would need about 700 to 800 watts to run. Well, this only needs 330. Huge difference. So if you're gonna be using something as much as I would, which is all day, 24/7 on my days off, I definitely don't want to run between 7 and 800 watts. And that means I would need a cooling system, which that takes a lot of money to do as well. So the laptop, 330, and I bought the cooling system for it on the side, and of course I used my AC to cool it down. Um, and that comes automatically connected to the laptop. And of course with Windows 11. So those are the specs on the laptop. Like I said, I'm very happy with the laptop. I am not happy with CyberPower at all. They just were not answering my questions at all. Out of the one that they answer, I mean, I gave them between 3 and 4 questions. They ignore all the other ones, literally as if I didn't email them. And then they barely sort of answer one. The information that comes with the laptop, which was one of my questions, it's outdated. And so wasn't helpful at all. Even the pictures here, this is not the model you get and when I mean model is the cooling system in the back. It's not metal, it's magnetic, which is really good. I like it like that. So it doesn't come with this here. The box is correct, but not the tip. Okay, so now let's see how effective is the cooling system. Let's see what's the actual name of it. It is called liquid cooling kit reservoir tank. Okay, so but the cooling system. So let's see what effect it does to the laptop. Okay, so here we go. The first one here is just by me turning on the laptop. And of course, it was getting a little hot. As you can see, it went from yellow to orange and then goes from orange to red, and you don't want red. The next one here in the middle is using the cooling system that I bought for it, made specifically for the laptop. And as you can see, it did a nice cool down to it. Really nice. But for me as a gamer, here's with my AC. So as you can see, it went down good enough to turn it back to yellow. And here it is again. So it gets affected really good. But just my opinion for gaming, not low enough. Not low enough. The last, the here, the last picture, the one on the right, is with my AC. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to start with the lowest number possible because it's going to go up. So this is okay, but for gaming, I'd rather start with this one here, with the last one. So that's very important to me. And as you can see, all three, huge difference. So the first one again is just on. The middle one here went down from 104 to 88 with the cooling system. And that's a nice drop. It is. It's a nice drop. And then the motherboard, when it was getting hot from 159, it dropped to 133 with the cooling system. That's good. And then the graphics card, the video card, went from 83 to 69. But then with the AC, I dropped it to 69 on the processor, 88 on the motherboard, and 61 on the video card. So that's my personal preference on how low I want to start before I play a game or do anything else, um, strong apps and whatnot. Now, if you're not a gamer, as you can see, you will be very satisfied using the cooling system. So that's my 2 cents on that. If you have any questions, you can always reach me on Facebook. I leave the comments off because I don't need people getting rude and publicly displaying their negativity. So if you have anything, any questions or comments, just reach me directly on Facebook Messenger and I will reply. And again, the I love the laptop. I can even play with the latest Warhammer, but I have to lower the settings because it can get hot. But if if you're not PC savvy and you think you're gonna have questions, do not buy anything from CyberPower. I did not like their customer service at all. So there you go. Hopefully this helps. It is the only real video review for this version of the Tracer 8 from CyberPower. Once again, let me mention, CyberPower doesn't make this laptop. It's from Japan or China, and they just rebranded with their name on it, and then they um, customize it with their own processor and the video card and the RAM. But the structure itself and the cooling system is doesn't belong to them. They just rebrand it. Hopefully that helps. Again, you guys stay safe and let me know if I can help you on any of the questions you have with this model. Also, as always, I do help with PC issues and I don't charge a penny. You guys stay safe, okay?